it hurts, and I am too sexy for Milan.
Do I look like a slut? Uh-huh. Shut up.
Don't stop, never give up. Hold your head high and reach the top. Let the world see what you have got. Bring it all back to you.
Yo, VIP. Let's kick it. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby.
Did you know until this moment I didn't know what color your eyes were? And now that you've seen me, can you stand to look at me?
Yes, easily.
I'm 39 years old. I have a wife I can't get rid of. I have varicose veins and 5 false teeth.
I couldn't care less.
Next moment, it was hard to say by whose act she was in his arms. At the beginning, he had no feeling except sheer incredulity. The youthful body was strained against his own, the mass of dark hair was against his face, and yes, actually, she had turned her face up and he was kissing the wide red mouth. She had clasped her arms about his neck. She was calling him darling, precious one, loved one. He had pulled her down onto the ground. She was utterly unresisting. He could do what he liked with her. But the truth was that he had no physical sensation except that of mere contact. All he felt was incredulity and pride. He was glad that this was happening, but he had no physical desire. It was too soon. Her youth and prettiness had frightened him. He was too much used to living without women. He did not know the reason. The girl picked herself up and sat against him, putting her arm around his waist.
Never mind, dear. We have the whole afternoon.
What's your name?
Julia, I know yours is Winston Smith.
How'd you know that?
I expect I'm better at finding things out than you are. So tell me, what did you think of me before I gave you the note?
I hated you. I wanted to rape you and murder you. I thought 2 weeks ago. I figured after I get done, I'd smash your head with a cobblestone and be done with it. I thought you remember the thought police.
Thought police? No. I work in the fiction department of the Ministry of Truth, and I do volunteer hours at the Junior Anti-Sex.
Have you done this before?
Yes, hundreds of times. Well, scores of times anyway.
With party members?
Always with party members.
His heart leapt. Scores of times she had done it. He wished it had been hundreds, thousands. Anything that hinted at corruption always filled him with a wild hope. Who knew? Perhaps the party was rotten under the surface, its cult of strenuousness and self-denial simply a sham concealing iniquity. If he could have affected the whole lot of them with leprosy or syphilis, how gladly he would have done so. Anything to rot, to waken, to undermine. He pulled her down so that they were kneeling face to face.
Listen, the more men you had, the more I love you. You understand that?
Yes, perfectly. I hate purity. I hate goodness. I don't want virtue to exist anywhere. I want everyone to be corrupt to the bone.
Well, then I'll suit you, dear. I'm corrupt to the bones. Do you like doing this? I mean, not simply just me, the thing in itself.
I adore it.
That was above all what he wanted to hear. Not merely the love of one person, but the animal instinct, the simple, undifferentiated desire. That was the force that would tear the party to pieces. He pressed her down upon the grass, among the fallen bluebells. This time there was no difficulty. Presently the rising and falling of their breaths slowed to a normal speed, and in a sort of pleasant helplessness they fell apart. The sun seemed to have grown hotter. They were both sleepy. He reached out for the discarded overalls and pulled them partly over her. Almost immediately they fell asleep and slept for about half an hour.
Winston woke first. He sat and watched the freckled face, still peacefully asleep. Pillow on the palm of her hand except for her mouth. You cannot call her beautiful. There was a line or two around the eyes. If you looked closer. The short dark hair was extraordinarily thick and soft. It occurred to him that he still did not know her surname or where she lived.
The young, strong body, now helpless in sleep, awoke in him a pitying, protecting feeling. But the mindless tenderness that he had felt under the hazel tree while the thrush was singing had not quite come back. He pulled the overalls aside and studied her smooth white flank. In the old days, he thought, A man looked at a girl's body and saw that it was desirable, and that was the end of the story. But you cannot have pure love or pure lust nowadays. No emotion was pure, besides everything was mixed up with fear and hatred. The embrace had been a battle, the climax a victory. It was a blow struck against the party. It was a political act. Action.
When it's over, that's the time I fall in love again. And when it's over, that's the time you're in my heart again. And when you go, I know it never ends, never ends. All the things that I used to say, all the words that got in the way, all the things that I used to know have gone out the window. All the things that she used to bring, all the songs that she used to sing.
Would you know that until this moment I didn't know what color your eyes were? And I have 5 false teeth, varicose veins, and a mole.
Johnny! What happened, Johnny? Johnny! What happened?
I don't know.
What happened, Amber?
What do you have to say to the camera? Whoa.
Why does it say full?
It just says full.
When you press record.
Johnny! That was a bear.
Well, it's not.
The next moment, it was hard to say by whose act she was in his arms. At the beginning, he had no feeling except sheer incredulity. The youthful body was strained against his own. The mass of dark hair was against his face, and yes, actually, she had turned her face up and he was kissing the wide red mouth. She had clasped her arms about his neck. She was calling him darling, precious one, loved one. He had pulled her down onto the ground. She was utterly unresisting. He could do what he liked with her. But the incredulity and pride. Son of a bitch. That was a long line. Okay.
Yeah, nose hair.